Hello, everyone, and welcome to Q&A Monday. I am Judette, and I show up here every single Monday in the service of boss babes and female entrepreneurs who are growing businesses and brands online. So if that sounds like you, I hope you stick around. And of course, I want you to invite a bunch of your friends who you think will find this information like really useful, because today it's going to be super lit on Q&A Monday. So welcome again. It's going to be super lit because I am not doing a tutorial or a long form teaching, which is what I sometimes do. I am going to be answering all your questions that I got over the past 3 weeks. I was away last week because I did a private tutorial coaching session, but I am back. Bernadette's in the house, Greta's in the house. Thank you so much for showing up. I think you're going to enjoy this session. I was thinking today that today is the 18th of May, so 12 more days, right? 12 or 13 more days before we enter full-fledged into the middle of the year. And do you remember when in 2019 we used to think, oh, we can't wait for 2020 to be here, and I hate 2019 because in 2020 I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and it's going to be like I'm going to feel brand new. It's a new decade, and here we are entering into June, and I think we owe 2019 an apology, like a huge apology. But I also think that it's an opportunity to recognize how much we truly understand what's valuable in our lives and what has great meaning, and all the stuff that we thought we needed, we really didn't need. And yeah, we have to apologize to 2019, but we also have to come to terms with the many lessons that 2020 brought. So yeah, so let me know. I see Raheem is here, Natasha is here. Hello Natasha. Marilyn, welcome. Let me know which part of either Trinidad and Tobago you're tuning in from, or from the rest of the world. Today we actually have a question from Kenya. I noticed over on Caribbean Content Creators Club we had a lot of people from the continent joining us. So I am so thrilled about that. It adds diversity, new voices into the group. And so, as I said today, as I am every Monday, I am here for you. So I show up, I speak up, I clap it up, and I give up my time and my attention to those of you who are consumed with growing your businesses and brands online to build impact, influence, and of course, generate income. And because of that, I show up and I do all the tutorials, and then I take your questions. And this is what today, Kimo, your hair. This is what today is all about. I am going to be answering questions. I got 6 great questions over the past month of showing up here, and I gathered them all together, and let's do a deep dive into the first one, and that is concerned with, I think, prices. So let's get started. Ready? Okay, so today's first question. Okay, so it reads or says, hi Judette, thank you for the forum. This question actually came from a hairstylist and who is a friend, and we were talking this weekend. Okay, so thanks to the forum to ask questions. Now that business is starting to open up again, I'm afraid that my customers will ask me to lower prices. What should I say to them if they ask for a discount? Okay, so that's a pretty good one. Okay, so let me know if this is also your fear. Leave a comment in the box below if you are nervous about having to adjust your prices downward because you are thinking that your customers or your clients, those who you serve, are going to be asking for discounts. I feel as if we've had, as entrepreneurs to adjust our prices over the last couple of years. And I always encourage people who are in business to declare your price points. Like, leave nothing on the table. I have this story. Like, I was going to my vet, and I called my vet, and I wanted to get Big Bear, who is a male dog, his ball snipped, right? And I said, okay, so I want to get my dog neutered, and what's the price? And he quoted the range from being $750 to $1,000, depending on the weight of the dog. And I'm like, okay, so my dog is pretty tiny. If you've seen pictures of Big Bear on my Instagram feed or on Facebook, you know he's a Maltese poo and he's very tiny. So I'm thinking my vet is going to charge me $800. And when the procedure was over, he said, oh, it's $1,000. And I'm like, what? $1,000? But you said it was based on the weight of the dog, and he is the smallest of Maltese poo. And he didn't say, I said, can I have a discount? And he didn't say anything. He just took my card, swiped it, and I was charged $1,000. Now, for me, I would have been happy if I had walked into his office and seen all the price points clearly outlined. But I want to get back to Jennifer's question, right? About having a fear about adjusting prices. Now, for me, I feel two ways about this. I feel that you need to understand if you have your ideal customer in your shop or on your online platform, so anywhere you're selling. If you don't have your ideal customers, you have to either one, adjust your prices, unfortunately, but I feel as if a price structure repels or attracts the client who you want to serve. So declaring your price can either attract the right client or repel those who you do not want in your business. Now, if you're pretty confident that this person or the people who are asking for price adjustments are not your ideal client, then I would say, bless you, thank you, but my price stands. Now, on the flip side, if you feel that this customer is somebody that you really want, that you really want to serve, and that you truly believe that your price points are fair, then I would say you are not demonstrating the value that you bring to the table. Boom. So for me, I'm a huge believer in demonstrating the value that I have. So if somebody is saying to me, Judith, can I engage you for a social media training exercise or consultation, and I quote my price, and they say, okay, but can you negotiate it, and they want to bring it down like to a bare bones, I'm going to say, okay, but here's what's involved. I'm going to spend 5 hours doing this, another 10 hours doing that, before I even step to you with a solution to your problem or with a training module. So training is not about the slides you see in front of you. It's about the research. It is about building the slides. It is about the practice of the slides and the slide flow. It's about accumulating notes. It's about rehearsing. All of that takes time. So I might say, and especially if I'm doing it for the very first, it's not something that I'm repackaging, okay? So I want to say to Jennifer, to Jenny from the block, that if you are demonstrating value and you're very clear on the pain points you're solving for the customer and you're very clear on your expertise, then I would say stick to your price point. I'm not saying that you can't make a little adjustment every now and then, but I hope, let me know, do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Okay, so Kimo is saying exactly, Judith, you have to be flexible in a season like this. You have to encourage commerce, but also know what you bring to the table. I think that perfectly sums up, Kimo, the yin and the yang of Jenny's question, because I think this is a season where we have to look at the price packages we put on our products and services, but we also have to understand the value that we bring. We also have to understand that the economy is not what it is going to be was 2 years ago, and so we have to make some adjustments. But I believe that if you are serving people and adding value, and they want to cut you down so low so that it makes no sense to serve, then it's a question you have to ask yourself. What are you in business for? For me, I'm in business to add value, to serve people, and to generate revenue so I can continue to hire the best talent and generate revenue for myself and my team. That's it. Okay, so let's get into the second question. The second question is something that I get asked all the time. This came from Alette last week Monday. So Marilyn is agreeing. So Alette wanted to know, and this is a wildly popular question. Like, it's so popular, I should probably do a document, although I think I have enough blog posts on it. Like, how many social media platforms, okay, let's build that up again. How many social media platforms should I be on? One seems overwhelming as it is. I hear that. In my newsletter this weekend, I said, guess what? I am giving you permission to post less. Post less. Just be consistent. And I'm like, is that going to make sense to Alette or anybody who's reading? So I explained it. You can decide your rhythm. Do you want to show up 5 times a week on 5 different platforms? Do you want to show up once a week with a killer ass, can I say ass? A killer ass piece of content? Do you want to have just 2 platforms and show up on a Monday and a Wednesday? However you decide your rhythm that allows you not to feel overwhelmed, that allows you to be in control, that allows you to connect with your tribe, then I want you to adopt that and be consistent with that flow. You're posting less, but you're still being consistent. Now, how many platforms should you be on? If you are exploring and making inroads on one platform, then go ahead. Listen, there are 43,000 people on Forward 40's Facebook platform. Right where we are having this conversation, there are 43,000 followers. Now, if you told me 4 years ago I'd reach at this number, I'd be like, girl, you're not kidding me. But you know what? I am embracing that growth. Now, that's my main platform. But I'm also going to be spending time on other platforms. Do I spend as much time on those other platforms as I do in Facebook? No, I don't. I really don't. Most of my time is spent on Facebook as I experiment and grow and learn those other platforms. My, and it should be yours, your motherships should be your website or your blog, and then that number one platform from which you can then begin to build on the other platforms. Now, each platform is unique, and you've got to understand that. Each platform has its way of engaging, its way of being, its way of you showing up on it to tell your stories. But I believe that if you are feeling overwhelmed, it's going to show up on the kind of content you're producing. It's going to be lackluster, not engaging, frumpy, language not so great, because heck, you're tired, and I get that. So my advice, show up where your audience is, experiment with other platforms, but not as much as where you are showing up for where your people, your perfect people are. And of course, post less if you're feeling overwhelmed, but be consistent so that your audience can expect you at a specific time, a day, showing up with regularity in your inconsistency. Does that make sense? Did that strike a bell? Is anybody whistling at that? Because I think that makes perfect sense. So Vanessa is here. But as I say, great, very fitting questions. Like Vanessa, when I got these questions, I'm like, oh my gosh, I think, and I selected them, right? I selected which ones I would share today because I am really trying not to stick around for an hour or 75 minutes because I know it can be tiring. I really want to stick to half an hour. So I pre-selected these 6 questions that I thought would be so useful if you were hearing it. Okay, so Bernadette is saying she's adjusting to higher because of how she has to create more value to make it happen for her clients. So if I am hearing you right, Bernadette, you are adjusting your prices to be a little bit higher because you're adding more and more layers of value. Hey, no shame in your game. Keep doing it. I mean, for me, here's what I totally believe in. Here's my secret. You have to test the market. You can't sit down and make assumptions. You've got to put out feelers, test a little bit, examine the results, go further, examine the results, creep back a little bit. That's the way you build the business, right? That's the way you can justify increases. You have to test to see, because you can raise your prices all you want, but if the market ain't buying, honey child, you do not have a business. Without customers, you don't have a business. Okay, so Annette is saying, oh, welcome Annette. Annette, where are you from? It's Annette's first time viewing. I am so thrilled that you are here. Let us know which part of the world you are from. Even if you are in Trinidad and Tobago, which is the island I am broadcasting from. Okay, so let's go on to the second question. The third question. So the third question has to do with engagement. Another good question. Hey Judette, I hopped onto your Facebook page and noticed you get good engagement. I have been on Facebook for business for 5 years. Congratulations, girl. But the engagement is not as high as I would like it to be. What should I do to get it up? P.S. I know everyone is on TikTok these days, but I still believe in Facebook to drive sales for my business. Listen, the amount of TikTok videos I have seen with everybody doing a dance routine, so cute. But don't dismiss TikTok, right? Don't just think that it's for funny dancers or for people to be quirky. I mean, there are people who are doing serious business on TikTok. I'm exploring it. I will have more for you, as I am no expert. So I don't want to come to you and pretend to be that way. But girl, can I say to you, the fact that you are on Facebook for business. We didn't say Facebook. This is where people get it wrong. Facebook for business. That means you are showing up with your products and your services. That means you're using Creators Studio. That means you can be monetizing your video. That means you can take advantage of all Facebook's advertising streams. That means you can use it to build a business and a brand that creates impact, influence, and income. So congratulations first of all. Now, I know what engagement feels like. Thank you so much for the compliment. Yes, our Facebook is on fire. Our Facebook page for business, I have to tell you, strike a match. Go up in flames. Because I'm so proud of what we have built. But I also want to tell you that for me, Facebook is a social media platform and it's all about being social. Okay, so you're at a cocktail party. You have your rum and Coca-Cola in your glass, right? You see somebody new. You don't go across and immediately start to talk about yourself. You don't go across and immediately start to fire questions. You might have a drink. You might introduce yourself. You might say something that adds value. But the most important thing you're going to be doing is that you're going to be listening. And you're going to be showing up and telling a bit of your stories in as authentic a way as possible. Listening helps for you to understand exactly the kind of engagement or the kind of way you should enter that conversation in the cocktail party. Now, strip that cocktail party away and let's enter into Facebook land, Facebook for business land. The reason why I think we still continue to get so much engagement is because I understand what my ideal customer, who my ideal customer is, what she wants, what is important in her life, and I provide the information that can either help her, make her think differently, see aging, success, and beauty in a new light, and always, always, always adding value to her life. And the reason why it's engaging, because I show up as my authentic self. Like, it doesn't matter, I have this debate with some members of my team. When I show up without makeup, my hair is undone, I could be, it doesn't matter. And I can show up dressed up with a little bit of lipstick on as I am today and some pretty earrings, right? So for me, being social on your platform means understanding who your customer is, who your perfect people are, showing up for them. The other thing that this is so simple, it's so blind, it's so insanely simple that not enough of us are doing it well. I want you, if you want to see your engagement go up, I want you to follow other like-minded pages or groups, and I want you to leave comments there. I think many of us show up and we show up very selfishly, and we're like, boom, here I am, this is what I do, this is what I sell, these are my products, these are my services. But we don't do or spend enough time engaging with other people's comments. Now, the law of reciprocity is so big on Facebook for business. You and Facebook and all social media platforms for that matter. Engage with others, they engage with you. Make sure that you understand who your perfect people are, so when they arrive on your page, they're like, oh my gosh, I have found my tribe, I have found my tribe. That's the experience that you want to give them and what they are looking for from you. So I hope that answered your question about how you boost engagement. So let me know, are you still around? Let me know, how is your Facebook page doing? And if you are a business owner or a brand online, do you have a Facebook page for business? I need to know. Let me know in the comment box below. Oh, some feedback coming in. So Kimo is saying, oh, Kimo, you're on fire today. We have missed you, girl. But I'm glad you're here. I also believe you that it all depends on what your product is. If you're doing something that is in high demand, then you can hold your price. If not, then you have to make the adjustment. In my particular case, I really, really feel I have a great product that I put a lot of time and thought into, and that has to be worth something. Again, that is for me a fair exchange. The amount of work that you put into something that has market value, because you could be making this beautiful iPhone that I have, but if this had no market value, it didn't matter how much I thought it was good, or how much I believed in it, or how much I thought it would be so useful to the world. If there is no demand, then you can't really call a price. So you have stated it really perfectly. Thank you for that, Kimo. So Greta is saying, yes, I do. So Greta, yes, you have a business page. Greta, how is that business page going? Do you have engagement? Are you using it the right way? Are you maximizing the opportunities that Facebook has placed for us to grow a business? So Nicole is saying, yes. She has a Facebook business page. Marilyn is saying, yes, but I don't show up as much. So this is the thing. This is what I know. People have Facebook business pages, but they're spending so much time on their Facebook personal pages. Listen, I have something to tell you, and I'm not saying it's good or it's bad. It's just what I did. I recognized that I had something special with Forward 40, and my Facebook page, my personal page, was consuming me, and I had to make a choice. So if you go on my Facebook personal page, that's going to change soon, I promise, because now I feel as if I have a sense of balance. But if you go on my Facebook page, you'll see that my last post was probably last year, because I felt as if the business page needed me more, and so I made a difficult choice. And so if it is that you are consumed with growing a business page, maybe that's a choice you may want to consider. I'm not saying you have to do it, but I'm just sharing with you what I did. So Greta spends more time on her IG business page. Kimo is saying her business page is a source of worry. I don't know if it's because it's new. I need help. You're in the right place to help. We're going to get into that in a little bit down the road in terms of our tutorials. I'm deep diving into every single thing. You know, people have jumping on the TikTok wagon. Good. People are on the Instagram wagon. Good. But I will say, never forget your mother. Never forget the mother that gave all of that birth. And as much as we knock Zuckerberg and Facebook and how greedy they are and how they always want us to play, I have to tell you, they are putting out some awesome tools for us business owners. I mean, you just have to check Creator Studio, where the aim is to rival YouTube in its monetization of content. So there's this incredible way you can link your website shop to your social media platform. And best of all, you can talk about your products ad nauseum on your business page. Whereas if you talk about it ad nauseum on your Facebook page, people are like, oh, is she selling me again? There's a different kind of vibe on each platform. Okay, so Alet is saying, let me take a couple more comments and then I'm going to get into more questions. So Raheem is saying, my Facebook business page needs help. Jennifer just slid in. She just slid into the DMs. Welcome. We'll listen to the full live later. Fantastic, because there is a lot. Charming changes. I guess it's general business page. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Please explain charming changes. Alan is saying, I need to do more on my social pages. However, recently people have been tagging me in groups where persons ask about things I write about in my blog, and I've started to receive inbox messages for advice. I want to start developing free material to show people how much value I can add. My prices remain from before the establishment of my business page because my services are very unique. This is exactly what Kimo was talking about, right? If your service is unique and it has value, and you know it has value, Outlet, because child, people are tagging you on their pages. Like, how amazing is that? Now, I agree with you. You have to develop your funnel. You're a great writer, Alan. I've seen your work, and you do have a unique service. Although, take a Google of that and see how unique it is. But you know what? You are doing what you can do, and you're showing up in the way that you know how, which makes you unique. So I agree with you. Start developing material, make it free, develop your funnel, bring and develop the laws of attraction to your page and your content, and watch the magic happen. Okay, next question, Narupa. Hi everyone, so far I'm liking the recommendations, connect with like-minded pages, engage and make comments. I hardly ever leave comments, so I will. I gave Avia, who is not on today, but I know it's 10:30 in the UK. I gave Avia this piece of advice, and she started to engage on Instagram more as opposed to stalking or just looking on or being silent. And she saw a rise. I wish she was here to tell me the percentage, but she sent me a DM saying thank you, and she was already seeing the benefits. Okay, so charming changes is saying, yes, I think I need to separate between the two. If you're running a business and you want to make impact and you want to have influence and you want to generate income, then sometimes a tough choice is what indeed you have to make. Okay, let's go on to the next question. Okay, am I on time? Like 5:29. I don't want to take an hour, so I'm gonna race. Okay. Woo, wowza. This is a question that I love. Thanks, Judith, for all that you do. You're very welcome. I downloaded your business reset guide and I'm ready to pivot, but I am starting to feel bogged down. There is just so much to think about and do. I've read your blog about your pivot journey. How do you stop the feelings, or how do you stop from feeling bogged down? Help. I think as you pivot, being bogged down is real, and I want to acknowledge the pain, the loneliness that comes with trying to do it all. I want to acknowledge that it's a lot when you are developing the product, you're marketing the product, you're trying to learn Canva to do the design, you're scared. I want to acknowledge that. But I also want to say that it is such a privilege to have the ability to pivot. Now, when I created the Business Reset Guide, and if you don't know about that, that's a business tool that I created. It's on my website, forward40.com. It's under the free resources section. It is packed with exercises to get you to think. So this is not like, I believe in doing the work. I believe in showing up and doing the work and doing the work and doing the work and doing the work. I'm sorry, my DNA is built that way. I blame it squarely on my father's feet, at my father's feet. But I did this series of exercises to get you thinking about your post-COVID-19 business. And for me, to be bogged down in that kind of thinking, to be bogged down in that kind of shift is a real privilege. Because number one, not many people can pivot, not many people know how to. And the fact that you have to spend, entrepreneurship, as you well know, because you're pivoting, which suggests that you've had a business for a long time, it is no easy walk in the park. It is not about putting in 8 hours a day. Lucky you if you can do that. It is not about saying, oh, this weekend I'm just going to relax and Netflix and chill. Lucky you if you can say that. Please write a book. I'm going to read it because I need to know that. But for me, entrepreneurship is really having this idea, really fleshing out the idea and understanding the value that this idea brings, setting up the infrastructure that can bring this product or service to life, and doing the work to succeed. And you're going to feel bogged down. There's no way around it. You're pivoting. For heaven's sake, you're pivoting. You're going to feel bogged down. Embrace it. Try to find balance where you can. So for me, that is taking time out to exercise. For me, that's getting on the phone and calling up. I call them my love people. For me, that is cooking healthy. Although over the last 2 months, I tried on some clothes today. And I cried. I tell you, I cried. But I'm back on track. So you're going to feel bogged down. Acknowledge it, claim it, and do what you can to feel or to find balance where you can. Okay? Okay, I am getting into the final questions. Are you guys still around? Somebody asked a question about blogging. Is there a science to increasing page views on your blog? As usual, thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. Yes, there is an art and a science. I actually did a video on this today. Today was my content creation day. So I produced 4 photo shoots, and by my lonesome self, do you want a tutorial on how you can take great pictures with your phone and a tripod and a clicker, and how you can set up different sets in your home and just do the damn thing yourself. I also did videos, and one of the videos that I did was exactly on this question. Now, to make a long story short, because I am going to release the video, and I think this was Narupa, you asked that question. You said you hadn't been blogging, you hadn't started blogging as yet, but you now understood from a post that I did that there was a science to it. So yes, you want to be able, in a nutshell, some of the things that you can do immediately. But again, I already have a long form post on this on the blog, and I'm releasing a video. So you want to increase the speed of your website. You want to make sure your blog posts are on your homepage. You want to look at Google Analytics and Google Console and make sure it's a happy marriage. You want to be able to rank, to know your keywords and what you want to be ranked for. You want to build out a content schedule with all your articles and your blog posts so that you know specifically that these are the words you want to be, the keywords you want to be ranked for, and also what are people searching for. And you want to do a blend of all those articles together. You want to make sure that your post, if you really want to rank, not 300 words, not 500 words, you want to do long form content. You want to make that post over 1,500 words, 2,000, 3,000 words, because the bots are going to be able to scroll through and find your content. It's going to be a cornerstone piece of content that Google will find and say, oh, you are an authority, let me rank this post. So it's a whole heap of things. Again, I wrote a piece on this. It's on the blog right now, forward40.com/blog. And I also did a video and I'm going to release that today. Okay, so final question. Let me know if you're still here, if you have any questions with regard to this, with regard to SEO, search engine optimization, keywords. I'm actually going to be doing more posts on this particular topic as well. Okay, so last question, final question for the day. I watch all your lives on content creation and I'm trying the techniques you suggested. Fantastic. I'm a 45-year-old business analyst from Kenya. I provide data so people can build stories about their businesses. I have trouble explaining what I do. Can you tell me how to do that better? I saved the best for last in my best Vanessa Williams voice. Okay. I think that as entrepreneurs, and if you have a pen and paper, you're on your phone, I want you to take these notes down, because I think this is the most important piece of information that I can give. I gave lots of important pieces of information, but to me, this is the crux of everything. And it's called your positioning statement. You know that cocktail party we talked about and you entered it? You want to be able to say what you do in about 60 seconds or less. That's what's going to grab people's attention. That's what's going to make people understand, that's what she does. Oh, I know somebody who needs that service. I want that service. Oh, okay, now I understand, right? You want to be able to have a positioning statement. So for my friend from Kenya, I'm going to massacre your name, so maybe I shouldn't pronounce it. So you are a business analyst and you are using data to help your clients understand stories. You have the beginnings of a great elevator pitch or great positioning statement. So what does a positioning statement or elevator pitch need to be like completely bomb, like a bombshell? It needs to say what you do. It needs to identify the problems you're solving or the problem. It needs to state the solution, because remember, you're providing the market with a service. You're addressing a particular problem. You are providing a solution. But here's the deal. You're going to want to state the transformation that's going to come from the solution you're providing. So as we build Caribbean Content Creators Club into a full-fledged membership site, and that's what I'm spending a lot of time and attention on, I want to say that I serve small and medium businesses and female entrepreneurs who are building businesses online and feel completely overwhelmed by the inability to create content at the rate they would like. I provide a digital toolbox every single month with social media content that they can customize to build a business and brand that they love. I just made that up. I've been thinking about it. Now, listen, a positioning statement comes from your history. It comes from things that you know in your heart, things that you've written down, speeches that you've spoken, your website. It's all there. It's all there already. You just have to take that information and condense it into 60 seconds or less, into a sentence, into a statement that identifies these 4 things. Who you are and what you do. the problem that you're solving. I'm going to stop the overwhelm. The solution that you're providing, I'm going to provide a digital toolbox. And the transformation that will happen once they buy into your solution. Do the dance, do the dance, do the dance. Got it? Let me know if you got it, because to me, once you can nail that, you can write great bios on your social media platforms. You can enter that cocktail party with a drink in your hand, and you know exactly, and you are confident about your elevator pitch or your positioning statement. You can transition easily into explaining what it is you do very, very seamlessly. And to me, understanding what you do, the solutions you provide to solve your perfect people, their pain points, and then showing how the transformation can evolve. It's the reason why we call it positioning statement. You are positioning your business and your brand. Boom. So I hope that information was useful. Let's see if I have any further questions. So Raheem is saying true. Nicole is saying yes, please. I can't remember what I was talking about when you said yes, please. Maybe it was the positioning statement or the elevator pitch. I would love to see you craft elevator pitches. I would love for you to understand your positioning statements, because your positioning statement should be sprinkled across all your social media platforms. It should be short, succinct, sweet, understandable, and connecting. So, okay, so let me have your questions. I'm going to wait around for a few seconds. If there are any more questions, I am thrilled to answer them. I don't know all the answers. I do know some of the answers, and I'm happy to be able to help as much as I can. Okay, so here we go. So doing photos via phone. Okay, so Nicole is saying she wants to be able to know how to take photos via a phone by herself. Happy to accommodate that request for content, for a tutorial to show you how. Happy to do so, and I'm going to put it on the agenda. Talking about the agenda, I wanted to make my huge announcement today. So Nicole is saying, sorry, let me just jump back into the questions. Nicole is saying, I do understand the positioning statement and how it is the jumping off point. Indeed, it is. Okay, so drum roll. Okay, so after offering so much free workshops and free content, and I am going to continue to do that, it is my promise. But I do have an announcement to make. On June the 24th, I will be hosting my first live paid for workshop on how to generate 500 new customer leads within 1 month for your business. I keep preaching that if you don't have new customers, if you don't have new blood injected into your business, then your business is going to die. It's going to retract. So what you want to be doing is always cultivating, while you on and serve customers or old customers, you always want to be bringing in those leads, right? And over quarantine, in the height of the pandemic, we added 500 new customers, and I'm going to be breaking down the step-by-step guide. Now, this workshop that I'm planning is going to be 2 hours long. It's going to be I'm not sitting down, it's going to be highly interactive. We're doing a set, we're doing the things fancy, little fancy smancy, and we really want you to show up. We're giving a special discount to those of you who are members of the Caribbean Content Creators Club. If you don't know about that, just type it in your Facebook, Caribbean Content Creators Club, and you'll see what we're about. Special discount to those of you who are members. The price is not going to be exorbitant, but the content is going to be on fire, so useful to you. So I hope that you will be able to circle that date, June the 24th, and there's so much more information to come about it. Okay, so thank you so much for joining. I am 15 minutes overdue. Erica says it sounds amazing. Thank you so much, Erica. Of course, you know me, I'm going to be putting every last cell in my body into it, because I know it's going to attract a lot of attention, because hey, I mean, everybody wants new blood, new customers, new lifeline into their business. So I'm going to show you how I did that. Okay, I have to go. Thank you so much for joining. I am honored by your presence. Until next week, Monday, take care. Happy building businesses. Be happy building the business and brand that you adore and love. Next week, bye-bye.